Hey, what's up guys? I'm Alan Hain, the Lawn Care Nut, and welcome to Christmas. So a couple of you had asked me to do some fresh Christmas light videos, which that's what I'm doing today. And because I'm inside, we're gonna do some background stuff. Because I'm inside, I'm enjoying a nice crafty beer here. And for me, it's Sierra Nevada. Look at this, double camera action. How sweet is that? Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, nice traditional West Coast style IPA. Great, nice hops, nice malt balance. So for you lawn care nuts over 21, join me. Okay, so let's, it occurred to me as I was doing the video today, the fresh look at how to put up Christmas lights, that I wanted to talk about why I'm going with LED lights these days. Now, also, for any of you that come along that don't know me, I am not a Christmas light pro. I don't do it for a living, so don't come in here and tell me you're doing it wrong, because I probably am, okay? I'm a homeowner when it comes to this. So I'm giving my homeowner opinions here. Okay, so I've got two boxes here. Both are C7s. C7 is kind of a medium-sized light. That's what I would call it. It's the size I've always used. I don't really necessarily know why I chose C7s years ago, but I did. So there are the LEDs. And I'm just going to kind of talk through this. Again, that's why it's best to have a beer with me. We're just going to kind of talk through this and see what we see. And then here's our traditional Christmas lights. So I'm going to pull a few of these out so you can see these, okay? All right. So there we go. Traditional and LED. Move this back a little bit. Okay. So you can see, again, sizing is what it is. Now, what's interesting just off the bat here is this is actually not a bulb. This actually is a bulb. So, that's just a covering. The actual light's a little square on the end there on the LEDs. So the first thing I'll tell you is when it comes to LEDs is that let me get all this hoopty off of here, is that the LEDs are a bigger pain in the ass. And it's because of how many wires they have. And I don't know why technology hasn't been able to fix this or a design, but you'll see here that in between each strand we have 3 thin wires, right? And as you can tell, they're already kind of tangly coming out of here. They separate in some cases. In some cases, the lengths are off. See that there? So this one is stretched taut and this one is not. That's going to affect my delivery of the way I put up Christmas lights, right? If these are not evenly spaced. Now, maybe they are. I don't know. You're going to look here. Let's just go over here. The first thing is, obviously, our traditional Christmas lights have a much wider berth, which I actually kind of prefer. They're much wider this way between bulbs when you compare to the LEDs. So honestly, if you get a 50, these actually come in 25s. So it's a longer strand overall. I think you get what I'm saying. There's more. I'm confusing myself. Let's take a drink. So there's more space in between, so you're going to get more lights per linear foot here than you are here if you go with the factory spacing, which is what I do. So there you go. So I actually prefer the wider spacing because these are brighter bulbs, and we're going to get to brightness in a minute. But because LEDs are not as bright, I then prefer more lights per linear foot, so more in a row. It's really it's about the brightness, okay? So with that, let's talk about the fact that the traditionals are typically going to be brighter than the, what am I saying? The traditionals are going to be brighter. This is the worst video in history, I think. The traditional lights are going to be brighter than the LED lights. But something I'll show you, hold on, I'm getting this to a point where I probably shouldn't even edit this video. I should just let this go straight, right? I'll just completely uncut so you can just see what a terrible boob I really am. Okay. I hope I just didn't break one. Okay. Got to take this back after this video. All right. All right, because I don't use these. So I'm going to plug them in, okay? And by the way, let me go back to the strands, right? I said I wasn't going to edit. When you're up on the roof and you're putting clips on these, all of these strands get in the way, and all of these strands cause me not to be able to put the lights up as easy, and I think they actually affect the application, is these strands. I think they affect the application because they get tangled and mangled, and I already mentioned that sometimes they don't seem like they're the right width here or length apart. But the biggest thing is after time, over a couple years, all these strings they get more mangled, and they're just a pain in the ass. And it's more when you leave the clips on. Now I tend to leave my shingle and gutter clips on over the year after year. I don't take every single clip off every year and put a new clip on every year. I leave them on, right? Just so I don't have to do that. well, there's inevitably going to be some tangling when you leave your clips on, but these LEDs have more strings, more wires that can become tangled. So that's a pain in the ass when it comes to longevity and year after year. That was kind of the point I think I was trying to make like 3 or 4 minutes ago in the video. Anyways, you guys let me know if you like these unedited drinking videos. And I swear this is seriously the first beer I've had. I promise. I promise. Okay. So, again, back to that leaving my clips on over the year. These don't get tangled as much. You know, you don't have as much here to tangle. Now, let's look at the brightness factor, though. Because a lot of people do criticize LEDs because of brightness. So I'm going to plug both these in, then I'm going to turn the lights out. So there, wow, these are already heated up. You can feel them. All right, so there we go. All right, let me turn the lights out, and I'll do some sweeps here for you. Okay. So I picked the camera, you can see. You can definitely see a difference in brightness, but I'll tell you the one thing is I can feel heat here, and I feel nothing here. So that goes to energy consumption, which we can talk about too, but wow, these are already heating up. So there you go. Now, in all fairness, let me take out the... let me take one out so you can look at them separately. Okay? Actually, let me turn all the lights out. Hold on. I had the overheads on. See, that's why I should edit. Okay, now I have no overheads on. Okay, now you can probably really see. So let's go there, right? So definitely brighter. Again, talking about the heat, not as bright. But look at this. These are clear, and they actually look yellow. And I know they're on a brown countertop, but even when I hold it up against the clear night sky, it still has a yellowish look to it, okay? As opposed to these that truly have a true white. So there's an advantage to LEDs, in my opinion, because I can get a true white color. So we can do a comparison here, and you can see that traditional and LED, the LED is like totally drowning it out, or the LED is being drowned out. But anyway, I don't know if that'll come through on the camera here, but that is one of the things, is that these have a yellowish look, and these are a true white. Now, obviously, though, not as bright. So that's a disadvantage for LEDs in the brightness category, but it's an advantage for LEDs in the fact that you can get a true white. And again, you have more lights per linear foot here, so you still get the same effect, I think, overall. All right, let's unplug these puppies and turn the lights. We'll turn the lights back on. Okay, adjust the camera. Okay. All right, now, the next thing. I'm going to go back to this heat I was mentioning, right? Well, that's kind of nice. Ambiance now. So, actually, I need to turn on the overheads. Or should we just leave it? We'll just leave it. Whatever, right? So, where was I at now? I had a good thought to give out there. Energy consumption. Damn it, what was I going to say? So, okay. So, the one thing here is, too, speaking of this heat, that means there's a lot more energy being generated here. And so, the biggest advantage for me with LEDs is that I can string like 15 or 20 of these in a row on one plug. And with these, it depends on the brand you get, but you can usually only get 4 or maybe 5. Let's see, 6-inch LED wire green, connect up to 2 sets end to end. So these, you can only connect 2. Some of the ones I had in the past, you could actually connect up to 4 or 5 on C7s. And I think that probably is why I went with C7s years ago. That is exactly why, because 5 of these would stretch around my roof line that I like to decorate. So that's why I went with C7s. If I would have gone with C9s, I could have probably only done 2 or 3, so it would have been 2 plugs. So that was my goal back then, was to get 1 plug just for the roof lights. So now I kind of reminded myself of that. I'm actually pretty damn smart. That's why I went with C7s. So either way, though, now I can actually do... like 15 or 20 of these. Now, do I need 15 or 20? No, but I still can run 1 plug. So there's a lot of things you'll see if you watch the rest of my videos that I run a lot of things off the ground. I have spotlights. I got all kind of stuff. And as long as I'm running LEDs, I can run almost the whole, I can actually run the whole thing off 1 single plug outside of some spotlights that I have. So that's a big advantage to the LED. Now, another big advantage with the LED is durability. So this is glass, and these break very easily. And so just so you know that when I go to take my Christmas lights down every year, it's usually January, and in Northwest Indiana, it's going to be well below freezing, and it's probably going to be a lot of ice out. So I don't want to go on the roof to take down the lights, right? But I don't want to leave them up until spring like a hillbilly either, because then that kind of defeats the purpose of dominating your neighborhood. You got to have your shit wrapped up and tight, right? So you got to get them down like New Year's Day, honestly. Maybe the next day. So with that, because things are icy, I'm not going to go up on the roof. So what I do is I usually take a broom handle and I get up and I reach up and I grab one end and I knock a couple of the clips off, and then I grab, this is from the roof line, they're all clipped up around, right? And I take and I yank, and it goes, and I take that all the way around the house, and I'm able to pull all the Christmas lights down just with that exact sound effect, that like dominoes, right? They all come down. And I can tell you that LEDs hit the ground, no problem. This is a plastic right here. Sound effect, it's plastic. And so that plastic right there is durable. It can bounce, it can take a licking. These, I would always break them and then have to replace bulbs. It was worth it not to kill myself going up on an icy roof to keep my shit tight, but I just wanted to make sure that, you know, I'd have stuff to replace these. So that's a big disadvantage here. Also, you can see here's a clip from today when I was going up on the roof. I kind of tossed the strands of lights up onto the roof, and the LEDs are fine. They don't break. These will break. So durability-wise, LEDs went out. That's kind of the, I guess, that's kind of the pros and cons there. So the cons, again, I'll just reiterate, these LEDs are a huge pain in the ass to put up. They truly are. There's absolutely nothing joyous about putting these up. And so because of that, they're a pain in the ass, big time. But that's the only downfall they have. All of the things, upsides they have, durability, the ability to use only one plug for everything, all of that. I mean, lower energy, fine. If you want to feel like you're eco-friendly, that's definitely an advantage there. And I like to feel that way, you know, sometimes. That's why I drive a hybrid vehicle. But when it comes to Christmas time, I'm pretty much all about being selfish and just destroying the earth. But advantages there. So anyway, that's why I went with LEDs 5 years ago. I haven't regretted it. One last thing, too, is traditional lights are not being sold in a lot of places. I was at Walmart today. They had 0 traditional lights in these sizes. Lowe's and Home Depot had a couple of options for the larger size traditional lights, but almost the rest of their shelves are almost all LED. So I don't think, probably in another couple years, you won't even be able to get traditional lights anymore. So there you go. There's the comparison between LEDs and traditional Christmas lights. All of you pros that really know what you're doing, feel free to fry me in the comments. I guess that's it. So I'll finish with, I'm Alan Hain, the Lawn Care Nut, and I'll see you on the roof.